trying to do a video while my cat sitting on top of the fish tank has other ideas. Anyway, my old phonograph. I finally got some needles for it, proper needles. Got them from this place, my old phonograph.com. If you've got old phonographs, this is probably the place to look to get the needles. He sent me some samples as well as a bag of 100 needles. So he sent me some samples here. If I open up the bag of samples, this is what you get. He's got different styles of needles that are available, and what they do is, what the difference between them is, if you look at the difference on here, some of them are different shapes and they produce different tones, different loudnesses of sound, so for the varying needle styles. Anyway, I ordered the loud ones, so he sent me some medium, soft, and siren, as he calls them. We'll try those out at some point. Got 100 of the loud ones, so I've already got one installed, and we're going to try this thing out. And I just wanted to point out something with these old record players, old phonographs. There were two different types. I'm going to get interrupted here. There was two different types of records. Actually, there was three different types of records. Go away. There was Edison, which is what this is. This is actually an Edison phonograph that uses the Edison diamond disc reproducer. This is a diamond needle designed for Edison records, and only for Edison records. To play back other records on one of these, if you don't have a reel, like a regular phonograph, it can be done with an Edison one. What you need is you need to have an adapter, which I've got, to play conventional 78s. The reason I'm showing these two different records is they're cut differently. This one here, like an Edison record, is cut vertically, so the groove moves up and down, whereas this conventional Victor record is cut with a lateral groove that goes side to side. If you've got one of these adapters, like I have, the adapter can play both. Depending on the adapter that I got can play both. I can play both the conventional lateral cut record, such as this one, by starting it up and placing the needle on the record. I can also play vertically cut records, this one being a vertical cut record where the groove goes up and down as opposed to side to side. Now normally if you try to play a vertical cut record with a pickup that's designed for a lateral cut, you won't get much in the way of volume. Very low volume, but many of these pickups, I'm just going to put this record where it won't get damaged. Most of these, or many of them, I shouldn't say all, but a lot of them had a way to switch it from one to the other. There was a set screw on one side over here, and we just loosen that set screw, voila, we can turn the reproducer so that now it will respond to vertically cut grooves, and you'll hear the difference when this thing spins up at the volume level. And now I can play vertical cut records as well as horizontal cut records. Now, if I had an Edison record, I would have to put the other reproducer on. Although this one probably could play an Edison record too, because it's a vertically modulated groove. But For the diamond disc, you want to use the diamond pickup. Again, if I turn this the other way, back for a lateral groove, you'll hear that there's not much in the way of volume comparatively. And lots of distortion. So that's just something I wanted to show you guys with the different type of pickup. And by the same measure, if I put a lateral groove on, record on, with the unit set to play a vertical, you won't get much in the way of volume. Very low. And lots of distortion, a lot more distortion. Not that these old phonographs were very much as far as being a low distortion device. They were all mechanical, but you can hear the difference in the volume. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show you on this one. You've got one of these old excuse me. You got one of these old phonographs like this. Depending on which adapter you've got or what type of pickup you've got on it, to play vertical. Say some of them you can switch, others you can't. And I just figured I'd try this out now that I actually got some new needles, which incidentally these are good for like one play. So once you play it, you might get 2 plays out of them, and then you got to change the needle. So if you're planning on using one of these old dinosaurs, be sure you stock up on needles. I got quite a collection of old records that I inherited, and even though a lot of the music is not to my musical taste, it's still nice to be able to play them on a period piece, that was made during the time that these records were actually being produced. One last thing about most of these old vertical cut records is that they're single-sided. The other side is blank, and they're also quite thick compared to the thickness of a regular shellac lateral cut groove. These are quite thick. The Edison ones, which I'm hoping to come across an Edison record. I'm not going to pay somebody $100 for one, but if someone has an Edison record that they are going to give me, I will gladly take it off their hands, just so that I can try out the Edison pickup on this old unit. As I say, I got this unit. I picked this up at that estate where the homeowner passed away, and his family was just clearing the house out. So they said, "Come on over and take anything you want." And this was one of the pieces that they had, which I grabbed. It's in pretty good shape. It needs some woodwork. Their speaker grill is missing, it's not really a speaker, but the grill that covers the front here, let's just say, is missing. Normally there was a door on here, and you can still see where the stopper was. There was a door that fit in here and latched in there. That piece is missing, but other than that, it's not in bad shape considering that this unit is over 100 years old. It was a what's the model of this? Yeah, it's a model A100. It gives you an idea of the age of this one. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.